Hi guys, welcome back to T8 Archer/Outdoors. Today we're doing a review on the Knapp Kill Zone 2-inch cut broadhead. I'm first going to sort of just ramble on about the broadhead a little bit and then we'll get to shooting it. Alright, so obviously how it's going to deploy is you're going to hit these two arms right here and it's going to push the broadheads back and out. You know, obviously when it goes through deer it should work quite a bit better than that. I don't want to cut myself on it too much. And it's just going to come back like that. It does not take rubber bands, so that is a plus. And it's just going to close like that. So it's super easy to open and close and sort of fiddle with yourself. One thing that does concern me about it though is, as you can see right here, the very like 1/8 inch of the blade at first may not actually really cut because those arms are sort of in the way. But let's get into it. It's obviously not cut on contact, just got a chisel tip right there. Let's see how it does. Shoot. Alright, now we're going to see how wide it actually cuts. Just so y'all know, I'm shooting 60 pounds, 28.5 inch draw length, and my arrow is 390 grains. This is at 20 yards. Alright, let's go see what this did. Alright guys, small disappointment here. Here is my target. There's entry wound. Didn't really even cut. Exit wound, super tiny. Look at the broadhead. It is still closed, going through a 12-inch foam block, which basically, if you pass all the way through this, you're passing all the way through an elk. This stuff is pretty dense. And it didn't even open. We're gonna give it another shot or two, see if it does. If it does, we'll let you know. But this might be the end of the video. Alright guys, shot 2. And again, see, didn't even open. We're gonna give this a few more tests. We're probably gonna shoot it through a deer's rib cage, see if it can actually punch through and probably through some chipboard. But if it doesn't do that, this is really disappointing. I'm already disappointed in this broadhead, but let's get to the final test. Alright guys, this broadhead just isn't really deploying through the foam block itself. So what we're doing is down here, rib cage, chipwood, foam block behind it just to stop it, alright? So let's see what happens. Alright guys, we're also going to shoot it through the rib cage and wood and all that with a 40-pound bow. And since most people that shoot 40 pounds also go with a small bit lighter arrow, we're going to do 355 grains on the 40-pound bow, alright? But it's still at 20 yards. Center punch. Alright guys, let's see. It definitely did deploy on contact right in here. You can see. So it went through the rib cage, went through the wood just fine. Let's pull it out of this. It definitely deployed right here. So it looks to me as if we got the full 2-inch cut, and I did test this earlier and it is cutting exactly 2 inches. I must say I'm decently impressed that 40 pounds went right through that. Come down in here, you can see the cut starts there and ends right in here. You can see that on the camera. That's exactly 2 inches right there. So that's pretty darn good from this. It's deploying just fine going through the rib cage and the wood. But now let's do 60. Alright guys, same thing except for one thing. Yeah, we're shooting through 2 layers of chipboard this time with the 60-pound test. Again, 60 pounds, 28.5 inch draw. This is 390 grain arrow. Alright guys, didn't make the best shot, but it's actually turned into a good thing here. I hit a little bit high and I blew right through one of the ribs. I mean, just direct through it. So that's actually a good thing, and it still worked really well. You can see it cut right there. 2 layers of chipboard, blew right through both of them. And right out the back, deployed well. Let's see, down in here. cutting diameter on this chipboard, it looks like it cut pretty good. Let's look at the first layer. Yeah, it did definitely cut, which this chipboard's wet and soggy, so. And you can see at the front, we definitely have cut. So it's definitely deploying when it hits something that's rough. We're gonna go to the last test, accuracy. All right, guys, 50 yards, accuracy test. Foam block down there, I'm just aiming right at the middle of it. Let's see how this thing does. My bow is broadhead tuned, but I have not shot these broadheads out of it. So let's try it. That's very disappointing right there. Alright guys, broadhead, getting deployed while hitting the dirt. But I was aiming right here, and I hit, you can probably see it marks on the ground right here. I don't know if that's just my broadheads, but I tuned with the fixed blade out to 60, so I don't know. It probably is just me or my bow, but we're gonna give this a few more shots just to double check. Alright guys, I'm swapping bows, and I'm going to tell you why. The other bow, I have tuned it to some broadheads, but I've shot a lot more broadheads out of this bow. So, and this bow really takes the broadheads well, so I know if it doesn't go well out of this one, then it's a broadhead. But if it does, then yeah, because this bow really does good with the broadhead how it's tuned. So, let's see. This is only 40 yards though, because it only has 3-pin sight. It's 20, 30, 40. Alright guys, I think it was just the bow, because I haven't really spent a lot of time broadhead tuning the cruiser, but the switchback, I put a ton of time into tuning it for broadheads, and it hit really good with this one. I was aiming at like this spot right in here, not sure exactly, but I was aiming right in here, and as you can see, my arrow's right where I was aiming, which actually did deploy this time through the foam block, so that was 40 yards, hit spot on with the broadhead, the nap kill zone 2-inch cut. So I just gotta go over a tiny bit more. After all this, it just took a beating today. We've put quite a few rounds through it, and I want to say it's not very sharp anymore. Let's do one last test of this. We're gonna see if it'll cut paper. Alright guys, got a piece of paper, broadhead. As you can see, shooting at all this, the blades still seem like they're in okay condition. The point's not smushed really, even shooting through the wood, but I'm going to take a piece of paper and see if it'll cut. One sec, that wasn't really good. Alright, let's see. Well, from a day of shooting, I can't say I'm shocked. It's not really cutting paper really much at all. I mean, maybe a little bit, but I can't say I'm shocked though. I've shot this now probably 20 more times, just, you know, fiddling around with it, and you should expect a broadhead to dull in that amount of shots. So, I mean, overall though, shooting through tougher stuff, it was deploying. Yeah, you can see it's not sharp. It didn't cut my fingers there. But shooting through the wood, it did well. Blades aren't really damaged. They just need sharpened. So, as far as a broadhead, this is something I'm not really sure about, because it didn't really do too well at first. But shooting through the wood and the rib cage, it was opening up. And that's generally where you shoot the deer at. So, I can't say I wouldn't use it, but I can't say it'd be my first pick. If you like this video, definitely hit the like button. If you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, go ahead and do that. Check out our Facebook page at t@archery/outdoors, and we'll see you on the next video.